you were looking mighty sharp, my man. So
Hey,
yeah,
I appreciate you. I really do, man. I try to honestly, it's so crazy because I know even Miss Pam Oliver, she basically was saying like similar things, like, you're dressed up pretty snazzy for what I'm used to. I was like, hey, I'm just trying to dress really for the position that I want, not
hey,
necessarily the position that I'm in. So yeah, that's why I actually try to take the time. I don't go too crazy. I still like to be comfortable, and honestly, man, walking on that field, I gotta honestly give a shout out to Mike, man, Garfalo, man, because he was out there in, what I'm saying, like real dress up shoes, and I don't know how in the world he did that. He must wasn't moving like that or something. Because yeah, there's no way in the world I'm walking on that field for that long with church shoes on or
oh
dress shoes or none of that stuff like that. Honestly, everyone else who is moving, whether they're with Fox 5 or anybody like that, if they're moving around, they normally have on like tennis shoes because you need your feet to be comfortable. So
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
very
man.
surprised. Very surprised. All right, so now here are my questions now because these are my thoughts. Was it Groundhog's Day? Or are we in a time loop? Did Raheem or did we just simply pay for a quarterback who tore his Achilles on during October 30th? And also, did our coaching staff just forget that TJ Watt plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers? These are some important questions I would like to have asked in these pressers. And by
Hmm.
the way, let's also bring in Ron from Talk Your Ish, amongst other shows.
Yeah,
So,
Ron be a part of a lot of stuff, man.
oh yeah, if I try to say every show Ron's on, we would be on for hours, and Tidy might be done with Waffle House by the time I'm done with all the introductions for Ron's shows he's been on. What's up, Ron?
What's What's up, everybody?
All right, guys. So look, game one happened, 18-10. We lost to 6 field goals. And I wanted to, Miss Diva said, you can't be falling into the Raheem hype. Kurt just didn't perform well in the pistol formation. And no, this is new to Kurt too. We're going to talk about that. Saw some things that made me really scratch my head when I saw this. What's up, Miss Diva? All right. Now, so I have guests. I got my co-host. So let's get this show on the road. So, Ladarius, you were watching at home like I was. What was your thoughts on this game?
Well, my overall thoughts is, listen, there's a lot of negative, but I'm going to focus on the positive. I said we didn't allow a single touchdown. Our defense did a great, it was 6 field goals. And people may say, yeah, but I said, listen, our defense did its job in terms of we didn't allow a touchdown. But here's the thing with the offense. I don't care whether it's high school, Pop Warner, college. If you lose the turnover margin, there's a good chance you're not going to win the football game.
Man,
Right.
So here's the thing.
backyard football, same thing.
Yeah, essentially 3 turnovers, 1 fumble, and then 2 picks by Kirk. And here's the thing. This is why we talked about the importance of the preseason. Nobody wanted Kurt out there for a whole quarter of the preseason. But this is why snaps matter. Because you kind of saw across the league in week 1 where like maybe, teams who maybe didn't want to play some starters or who missed time in camp and they got exposed week 1.
Yeah.
And what happened here is
There's
like
a lot of bad football week 1, y'all.
Yeah, there was.
And it goes to show, and like here's the thing, and people say, "Oh, well, listen, Andy Reid plays his starters. He doesn't play them the whole game, but he plays them because repetition. What better to be football raised is to hit somebody else besides your teammates. I mean, it's a pretty, it may be like an uncommon thing, but it feels like if Andy Reid, if one of the best coaches, probably in NFL history can do it. And it's not questioning, Coach Rob. It's the question of we needed to see something from Kurt, even if it was for a quarter or a drive. To see, because here's the problem: when you don't play your guys in the preseason, you risk having things like this happen. Because it affects the offense more than it does the defense. Especially for Kurt, it's a new system. And we can rely, I think we talked about last week, on his resume, and which is great, fine. But here's the thing. When I saw him that final interception, I think with Kurt, and a lot of people I talked about it on Twitter and X, I think it's mental for Kurt. When you come off the injury that he did, notice when he threw that ball, his feet weren't planted whatsoever.
No.
He essentially threw it, I think Chris was the one, it felt like backyard football where you're just slinging it.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it was a design throw. It didn't feel like he was literally staring down the receiver, which is a quarterback no 101. You don't stare down the receiver, because if he sees you staring, then guess who else sees it? That corner, that safety, or some
linebacker.
That linebacker. So that defender's going to see it too, and that's exactly what happened. But to me, the overall takeaway is that, look, the defense, listen, they did his job. We kept Pittsburgh out of the end zone. It's just like their kicker, that's what they get paid to do. He gets paid to make kicks, and that we lost by field goal. And I think people say, well, that's maybe not a takeaway, but no, when you look at the defense didn't, they gave up maybe the occasional big play, but also we understand, what did the offense do? The defense can win you games, and the defense basically set the offense to win this game, because we were still in a position to go down the field and potentially tie this game and maybe go to overtime. And
I'm sorry. I was just going to read the comment.
Oh, no, I see what she's saying. And listen,
yeah, if I could see all the players were on the roster here preseason.
Well, I'm not dragging the mud, but look, I understand what she's. I understand. No. I'm not disagreeing, but it's the idea that, look, we kind of listen. Even if preseason would have helped to the extent that we would have seen what we could have had. I think essentially we didn't even see that with Penix. Like, what did we see to a certain degree that made us go?
You there, Chris?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good now.
All right, cool.
Oh yeah, because I saw two of them. I got scared.
Yeah, I was like, I saw two myself. I was like, what's going on here?
But I understand. I understand what Diva. I understand what she's saying completely.
Yeah,
but for me, it just kind of felt that Kurt, this was more mental than physical.
Yeah. All right.
Because coming off that injury, maybe he didn't feel right planting that leg and driving the ball.
Hey, I will. Well, I'm a piggyback off of that when it's time for me to go.
But yeah,
you're about to be next.
Well, yeah. But that to me is just my kind of overall thoughts in general. So I'm curious to hear what you have to say, Chris, on that.
Go for it, Chris.
All right. So, man, that was first of all, I want to start by saying, as far as TJ Watt goes, I know we have, Caleb McGarry. I understand how he was getting annihilated and everything, but honestly, I feel like it's an overall team effort. Yes, he was getting slaughtered, but honestly, you had no one that really, I can say, really made a factor at chipping or blocking him at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like Kyle Pitts, you know what I'm saying? Like the chipping job from Kyle Pitts, it wasn't working. You know what I'm saying? The Bijan, same thing. Bijan did a great job in the run game. I believe, honestly, the Falcons offense was able to move a little bit mostly because of Bijan Robinson and not necessarily Kirk Cousins. Mm-hmm. But as far as like planting on that leg and everything like that, that's why you go and give them preseason reps. I don't understand what's this whole thing that's new. I guess maybe it may be a safety thing. I don't know. All we can do is assume. But I don't understand what's going on with all this. We're going to rest people in the preseason and stuff like that. like the greats that played before them didn't play in the preseason or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand what's this new rule, this new feeling, this new game. I don't understand that, because my thing is injuries happen in football. Yeah, it's a physical sport. But my thing is you're not going to be able to stop any injury from happening. If it's already written, and I know I may be going too biblical or whatever it may be, but my thing is if an injury is going to happen, it's going to happen regardless. No matter if you sit a guy 16 weeks and play him in week 17. If it's meant for him to get that injury is going to happen anyway.
Yep.
So all this trying to rest in preseason and not play guys in preseason, you get better with reps. If I'm not good at basketball or football, but if I do 100 reps, I've gotten a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like, you know what I'm saying, the whole thing with resting guys in preseason honestly works. Get guys going. More reps help. You can never go wrong with more reps. That's just what I feel like. And honestly, with Kurt, with his resume and everything, that's fine. But the main reason why I was hollering that I want him to, you know, try to knock off the rust, try to see how he feels, because when in practice you have guys who have no malice. They have no malice intent in practice. Yep. You need to go against some guys who are trying to prove themselves, guys who are trying to prove that they're still at the top of their game and everything before you even get to week 1. That was my thing. And then 2, Kirk Cousins is a durable quarterback. He doesn't get hurt like that. This injury that he's coming off of was his most major injury. The man hasn't been hurt in the NFL at all until he had tore his Achilles. The man hasn't missed any games. Last time he missed a game was back in high school.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you have a guy who's not used to being hurt coming off of a major injury to him, you know what I'm saying? And you don't even give him no reps just to, you know what I'm saying, get the jitters out, just to get the happy feet out, just to, you know, to have other guys, whether it's practice squad guys who are going to be working at McDonald's the next day or whatever. At the end of the day, they're football players right then, and they have malice intent at your quarterback. You need to see how he operates instead of just going off a resume. It ain't about what you've done. It's about what you're going to do now. So get the man some reps. Honestly, I trust Coach Ra. I do, because he's our head coach. I trust what his philosophy and what he feel like going to work. But at the end of the day, regardless of what anybody says and whatever they talking about, they trying to do, I can't unsee what I saw on Sunday. Regardless of what you say, regardless of about his health or anything, he didn't look good, guys. Regardless of all that. Yes, you have adversity. We're going to have to bounce back. We got a tough stretch. Regardless, we're not talking about that. We talking about week 1. And week 1, the offense, Kirk Cousins, the offensive line, all of it didn't look good. How in the world does Drake London only have 2 catches?
Yeah.
How in the world is Ray McLeod pretty much, you know what I'm saying, you're number 1? And to go to Ladarius's point about that last pick, that play honestly was a play that was earlier in the game. It was the same exact play, and Kurt and Ray got open on that same play earlier in the game, but Kurt couldn't get it to him, so he had to check it down to Bijan, and Bijan did his thing. You know what I'm saying? Bijan gonna do Bijan. But that was the same play that he was trying to look for Ray McLeod on. He wasn't able to step up. He wasn't able to plant and anything, and he still just threw it. I feel like he should have took the sack.
Yeah.
He should have definitely took the sack there instead of letting it go, because it don't matter if it was Dante Jackson or anything. There were 3 Steelers around in that area before it even would have got to Ray. Somebody was picking that ball. So at the end of the day, man, the defense, shout out to the defense. They did play well, but I'm going to be honest with you. The defense could have played better.
Yeah.
Because there were plays that the defense gave up, like that play at the end of the half to where the Steelers had 6 and was able to kick the ball, the field goal and get 9, and now it's 9-10 instead of 10-6. That's still on the defense. You know what I'm saying? Grady Jarrett, excellent game back. 3 quarterback hits, 3 solo, and 3 combined tackles, and a sack and a half. So, you know what I'm saying? You have things to build on. Justin Simmons, you know what I'm saying? He was out there. Jesse Bates out there doing his thing. Nate Landman needs to start. I don't know what the heck they're doing. Troy Anderson, he's a good athlete and everything, but I'm sorry. You can't start him over Nate. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. You can't. So it's just like that's where I'm at with that. AJ Terrell, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, George Pickens, for those who don't know, George Pickens is a dog, but at the same time, you know, AJ has to be better. That's all. And he knows that.
That's Ron's guy.
Yeah, I mean, AJ gotta be better. I mean, I like AJ my darn self. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, he knows that he has to be better. Mm-hmm. He already knows what he has facing him, because he just came from facing George Pickens. He has a bigger receiver on the way named who shares the same initials in AJ that's coming at him on Monday Night Football. And you've seen how AJ Brown made Jair Alexander look, even though Jair had a pick.
You know, and
overall,
and they have 3 receivers they can go to.
Four.
Catch the ball.
Bro, my thing is AJ is probably going to see AJ Brown and Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then don't be surprised if they put AJ on AJ and then just try to see what Devontae can do, to see how they can use him underneath, see how they can use him over the top, testing Mike Hughes, testing, you know, some of our linebackers. And depending on what they get, they may try to test our safeties, because they got speed, they got power, they got size.
Yep. All right.
But
real quick. No, and I appreciate it, because we're gonna read over the things, and then Ron, you go, okay? But you know, again, Diva was saying that she thinks that the extension to the season got coaches trying to rest players, try to avoid conditioning. Such has gone downhill. NFL needs to give another rest week. I've been saying that too, about another bye week. I've always said that.
Yeah, especially if you're going to go to 18 games.
Yeah,
you better give these guys another bye week, because you're going to take another preseason game. It's going to be 2 preseason games, and then it's going to be time to rock and roll.
Well, and you know what? And honestly, with the way some coaches don't want to play preseason, there may not be a preseason. So we're going to really start seeing some stuff happening. You know, and also players not lasting as long. We're going to get to that. But I'm going to let Ron cook, because, you know, he's been stewing for a while. So I got to let him, you know, go at it. Go for it, Ron.
This fall on Raheem and our OC. It called you when you got this job, Raheem, and our OC. Did y'all even watch the film from last year? Y'all need to take accountability for y'all actions, because this part of it. If you would have watched the film last year, you would have seen McGarry got beat sometime last year on passing plays. So, yes, you sign or what, right tackle, left tackle, or whatever. Take accountability for your actions. If you would have watched film last year and break it down, you would not even have signed this person right now. You would have signed him during the summer, or free agent. And AJ Terrell, you just got paid.
Told you.
You got beat like.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
You got beat like. Should I do it, Chris?
Go ahead. You're going to do it. I can't stop you.
Hey, man.
You got beat like a black slave.
Oh, Lord. What? I didn't know you were going there.
I knew he was.
George Pickens took your lunch money. And you just got paid.
How we give him?
No, forget that. You just got paid.
Oh, God.
George Pickens came to the dome and was like, you know what? You just got paid.
At least he asked.
That money from you.
Yeah.
Give me all that money you just got. Every little bit, though, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. The way you played yesterday, it looked like you had not been doing nothing this off season.
You know, he's been recruiting.
Yeah, you recruit. But have you been working on your game?
About that, Coach. All right, real quick, let me go here. And Ron, are you good, Ron?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so Ron, that's 100% real truth about last year. Zach got to be accountable. Plus, they need to split the carries with Algiers. All right,
man, bro.
All right.
Algiers averaged 7 yards per carry, and he only had 3 carries. I don't understand why you don't run Algiers, man. Algiers is going to be the guy that's going to get you yards and help beat up the defense. Yeah. That's a bowling ball. That's a wrecking ball. That's a bully, man. That's why I call him Ty All Bully.
Well, all right. So let me get my views on this. Here's what I'm going to say. This game, I put on Raheem as the head coach because you're now in charge. But also, you were the defensive coordinator for the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that important? Because they played the Pittsburgh Steelers also. They had a tight end, a tackle, and they always chipped T.J. Watt. They attacked him. T.J. Watt didn't get a sack. T.J. Watt didn't destroy the whole offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
He only got 1 interception, if that. And that was because he made a play on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have your own team. You're going against him. You know, when we preview a game, we always say the following. They don't need to worry about this because this is obvious. Everyone sees this going to be the one person you got to block, T.J. Watt.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, in Raheem's infinite wisdom, he looked at this and went, McGarity, you got it. You can do it. And walked off. And McGarity looked over and looked at Chris Lindstrom going, I can't do this. They're crazy. Bro, I wish I was there just to hear him go, what the hell are we doing? They are leaving me one-on-one with this. I can't. Mama, that's that bad man. And then even worse. So they weren't doing a good job with Warner chipping. But for some reason they said, Warner, we want you on the sideline. We need Ray out there. Yeah, because Ray's making plays. And don't worry, we're going to send you help, Pitts or McGarity. And McGarity's like, all right, cool. Who? Pitts. And McGarity probably did the following. I mean, really.
That's what I would have done.
Because,
bro, Kyle Pitts can't block, y'all.
Dude, look, he's as useful in blocking as a fat man or someone saying, hey, don't go to that pizza buffet, but I'm going to pay for everything. Come on, man. The treats are out there. Yeah. Okay.
I want to know why we signed 2 tight ends this offseason, but not used them.
No, we did. Problem was one of them kicked the ball because, he didn't want to see Kurt. I almost called him Kurt Angle, but Kirk Cousins to go in motion. He just decides to play kickball. 3 Falcons see the ball, and they're having a discussion with the ball. And T.J. Watt, out of nowhere, RKO's the ball. I'm like, what happened? And then, real quick, special teams, the new kickoff rule, I really don't know how to rate it because here's why. They were at least with the Falcons, they were kicking it out more like to the end zone, trying to minimize all returns.
Mm-hmm.
Great idea. That's what I would do.
You got to see feedback there.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. But Jonnu, they were going to get rid of him.
Absolutely. Yeah. They got rid of Jonnu Smith so they can let Kyle Pitts eat.
Yeah,
right. Well, he wasn't that guy.
Hold on. Problem is Ray's going to start eating. But my thing is this. So we heard all preseason or all off season the politician talk. This is where I'm giving Raheem his politician nickname, or off-brand Deion Sanders, because he wanted to come in and go, we need a quarterback with a processor. We need a quarterback that can play and make swift decisions. Great. Love it. Why the heck did you not have any quick hits? Where was the quick slants? Where was most time where you hit the ball and you could throw it straight to, London? I know London may be not getting the separation. That may be an issue. Pitts. Look, let's not block Pitts. Let's just tell Pitts he's a receiver. I hate to lie, but, it is the truth. You're a receiver. You're really not a tight end. You're not made for this, So, you can still say tight end so you can get some money, but, bro, no inline blocking because you just get in the way. You mess up everything.
Right.
But there was no creativity. This offensive line was moving the ball, and I got to go here. Bijan made some good catches, was making first downs, but what was happening? We were getting flags. The flag with Pitts and McGarity, because Pitts didn't go all the way over, and it caused McGarity to be a man ineligible.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been corrected by preseason. I mean, I'm not trying to, throw the preseason in people's faces, but here's the deal. Like Ladarius, like Chris, and like Ron. And by the way, your quarterback who tore his Achilles in October 30th. Why is that so important? Oh, I don't know. Because in October, an ACL or Achilles injury, I was told you need a full year to recover. Wow. If that's the case, we are looking at 0-8 if Kurt cannot get better. And that's a problem because this Kirk Cousins, he was in a pistol that he's only taken 10 snaps at. And hold on. We got a submission on nicknames now because we might need to do this. Nickname for Coach Rob, Sunshine. He didn't prepare for bad weather.
Yeah, chill.
I like that, Coach Sunshine.
Chill.
Politician, I like because he was making promises he can't keep. Or off-brand Deion. That's what Big Low said.
My thing is, I just don't understand how do you do the same thing our last coach did by not playing the guys in the preseason. Yeah. And we come out flat. We came out flat in 21. Arthur Smith debut. Philadelphia Eagles beat our head in 32-6.
Yep.
Now it wasn't 32-6, but and we did get a touchdown. But at the same time, bro, we should have won this game. As a team, I feel like we could have held the Steelers, to at least, I want to say 12 points. Because two of those field goals, they didn't earn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, at least 12. But for us, man, we had more opportunities, and there were things that were working that we went away from.
Coach Sunshine. I love that.
It's just like Coach. I ain't gonna lie, Zach got to be better. Kirk Cousins was under center. He did go under center twice though. Yeah. So I was about to ask you. He did go under center twice. You know when those two times came?
What happened? When?
When he handed the ball off on fourth down to Bijan, and then the next time when he went and spiked the clock.
Yeah.
All right, I'm about to bring John in, but go ahead, Ron, and then we'll cycle through.
To me, I think we should have took advantage of Pittsburgh's offensive line because their offensive line, half of them were injured.
Yeah.
And if I'm a defensive coordinator and I find out your offensive line injured, I would go at your rookies.
Mm-hmm.
You did not do that.
Yep. All right. I got to do this. Hey, Diva. Me and Diva would like to welcome Mr. John Harris inside the Atlanta Falcon review show. We're going to talk some Falcons because we like punishment. And look, John, Miss Diva has given Raheem a nickname, and I think this might have to last.
This is funny.
Coach Sunshine, because he didn't prepare for bad weather.
That's what. John, did the Falcons pass the eye test this past Sunday?
Go ahead, John.
Back in Bible times.
Oh boy!
Oh boy!
Get ready, y'all.
When Babylon finally conquered the Israelites, they drug their last king off and bored his eyes out. That's what I wanted to do after looking at what I saw Sunday. Now, and good evening to you, gentlemen. I really hate to start a show like this, but I mean, this had so many. Go ahead. See,
yeah. This is game one review of the loss of game one loss. Please, by all means, voice how you feel. I am not stopping you.
And I can't. And the thing is, I hate. I'm going to have to give him a comment, and I'm going to have to leave here shortly because. And I wanted to let Ron know also. Man, I just got contacted for a Zoom meeting at 7:30, and they've been trying to, all that. Yeah. Now I can. Now, depending upon how long you guys last, Ron, I'll be able to come on around about 8:30, something like that.
Let me say that we will last more than the Atlanta Falcons did the first game.
Yeah, I really hate that they hit me at the last minute with this. But let me go ahead.
That's all good, John.
And I just want to apologize to Ron because I definitely had all intentions of being on the show tonight because he said it's going to be a pure sixer and it's going to be some slow, sad singing and some doggone flower bringing on his show tonight.
Yeah, me and John, me and Ron are going to be on there.
Yeah. But let me say this. For all of those fans who sold the dome out, for all those fans who bought all the PSLs, for all of the people out there in the tailgate outside, for all of the people who were at home watching, in the bars watching, you people who coming in Facebook, going on the radio, talking about how the fans are not supporting the team, somebody needs to take a hot charcoal poker and run it straight up Peachtree Street.
Oh Lord!
Woo, not Peachtree Street.
Because see, my thing is that the fans did everything that a fan is supposed to do.
Thank you.
They did everything that a fan is supposed to do. You asked for us to be there early, we were there. You asked for us to be loud, we were loud. You asked for us to cheer the team on, we did. You asked for us to sell it out, we did. We did all of that. The fans did all of that. Now, thing is, if your slogan is rise up, that means you too.
Yep. Preach, John.
That means you too. Matter of fact, you got to rise up before I rise up.
Yep.
I'm just saying. I remember Samuel L. Jackson when Matt Ryan was playing. Matt Ryan had a third and 10 or something of that nature. The seas parted. It was clean green in front of him. He runs. He sees a little 120-pound cornerback in front of him. He slide down at his feet instead of running him over. And then Samuel L. Jackson comes on the doggone big screen. What the This is what your offense. Now, see, the thing is now, we are very close. We are very close to having a situation like they had in Houston back in the 80s where Buddy Ryan was the offensive coordinator and Kevin McBride was the defensive coordinator, and Kevin McBride could hear Buddy Ryan talking about him like a dog in the other room between the two walls. Them sorry sucker, we're going to have to go out here and save them again. Because, see, Grady did talk. Grady did say something about this once before. He did say something about this once before. Hey, man, come on. We doing what we can. And man, that fourth down stand that they put on to get that ball back to give you an opportunity to win the game, and you go out there and just screw it up like that. Come on, man. Come on, man. You gave it right back to him.
The dogs, man.
Look,
too. You hear him?
I'm really just beside myself because of that. Now, why? And I'm just asking these questions. I just got through playing a game of Madden an hour or so ago. I tell you, these people will make you wonder why they're getting paid that much money. Why are you getting paid this much money? And I'm listening to the radio earlier this week. They're talking about, well, he's got to work it out. He's got to work it out. What? I'm paying you millions of dollars and you have to work it out over some games during the season instead of making in-game adjustments. Now, I want you guys to do something if you haven't done it already. Keely Stinson posted the last time we played Pittsburgh, J.J. Watt, Caleb McGarry, and Caleb McGarry looked like a superstar out there. Kept T.J. Watt under control the whole game. Now, what's the problem? What was the problem this past Sunday? One thing was Arthur Smith had Mariota get the ball out of his hand. He had Mariota get the ball out of his hand. They didn't have time to get back there. Now, my new offensive coordinator, the quarterback didn't move off of his spot. I thought it was the Rocket statue up in Philadelphia. I mean, he was just standing there, like you remember, like C-Dub, you and Ron remember how I used to describe Matt Ryan back there making biscuits.
Yeah.
Back there making biscuits.
That patting the ball is always a recipe for disaster. We've seen that. Our previous years, man, even with when guys hold the ball too long, disaster strikes.
Yes.
And John, Kurt was making eyes at the receiver because he stared him down too.
And staring the receivers down.
And we've seen that too, John.
And see, I've been telling, man, and then now one thing that I'm seeing that Kirk Cousins is doing, every time he throws a ball, go back. I want you guys to rewind and watch the game. He always doing this. Whenever you throw the ball, he do this. Why are you doing it? What's wrong with you?
Well, look, he did that in Minnesota. He did that in Washington. So it's not. I will bypass the grit your teeth when he's throwing.
A lot of people were taking that as in he wasn't being, as in he's not healthy. I know a lot of people saying, "Look,
I heard that too." Yeah.
See, that's what I was thinking. He wincing in pain. On top of that, now they peppered Raheem Morris in the press conference. They peppered him in the press conference. Hey, is Kirk Cousins all right? He's all right. Yeah, he good. He all right. 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 Okay, now if he's good and he all right,
he's great.
Why is he doing such stupid mess?
He's completely healthy.
He's completely healthy. Now, and I go back just like I did Sunday when we were talking.
Yeah.
This man has not played on a National Football League field since October 30th of last year. Is there anyone that you know that can play basketball, football, baseball, hockey, badminton, tiddlywinks, jacks,
spades
after missing a year doing it?
I mean, I could play some mean tiddlywinks, but that's just my style. But after my back surgery, I was kinging it. But anyway,
but all jokes aside, that's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
My thing is the man hasn't played, and Kurt isn't a guy who's just been injured throughout his career. He doesn't get injured like
this. This is his big injury. Yeah,
this is his biggest injury. I don't care about his resume before the Atlanta Falcons. I'm talking about now. It's game time for the Falcons now. So therefore, I want you to get out there and get a few series under your belt against guys who have malice intent, you know what I'm saying, against you. Not no friendly, like how you've been getting in practice.
Ooh,
I need this, you know what I'm saying? Get that rust out, because this Falcons versus Steelers game looked like it was our preseason game, like our final preseason game.
Yes.
I don't think this is our final preseason game, and here's why. I agree. I agree. No. I agree. But here's the problem. People talk about, and I know Ladarius said about it too, how Kurt will start slow. Well, now you're saying start slow, but he got hurt in October 30th. This is September 10th. So we've got games that we're about to play. Mm-hmm. And if they keep him in the pistol formation where he's not comfortable, shotgun, it's crazy. They were running the ball shotgun, but throwing or pistol. No, or was it?
Yeah, running on pistol, but they were throwing on shotgun. They really didn't run out of shotgun.
And this is what kills me. People want to get mad about Bijan. Bijan actually were making plays. We were also getting flagged for the procedures, and that's where the preseason comes in. But here's a question I have to ask. So Raheem kept saying we could control everything. Can you control the game, Raheem? Because TJ Watt wanted to hurt everybody, and you couldn't control that. Hightower manhandled a couple of times. Not just he got his hands on Matthews, but then you look at the passing grades. Our guards got beat up. The best two were Lindstrom and Matthews. No wonder. And we don't, McGarity, he's an abuse victim. He's a CEU victim.
But C-Dub, I got to ask you this.
Ask.
Now, and you guys you've got to look at the game back in 2022. You've got to look at that Steelers game in 2022 because McGarry, they were getting the ball out of Mariota's hands so doggone quick that he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And McGarry was in front of him. It was like really, it looked like to me that even on passing downs, McGarry was going toward him, attacking him instead of waiting for him to come to him and reacting to whatever it was that he did. Now, I'm thinking, I want you guys to think about this. The offensive line coach, offensive line coach.
Yeah.
Is this the same one we had last year?
Yeah.
So what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on?
Different system.
Different system.
Different coordinator.
Right. They have not. It go back to preseason.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot. It's like a Ferrari. You know how you get a Ferrari, but you crank it up, but you got to wait for a few minutes to drive off.
Mm-hmm.
We that Ferrari, but we have not drove off yet on our offensive line. We crank it up, but we still got to wait to drive off.
Yeah.
We still at the line.
Yeah.
But honestly, guys, I mean, and even, don't get me wrong, it's 17 games now, so you have more games to come back. But at the end of the day, we can't afford to have a 0-3, 0-4 start. I understand that's what the Vikings were having last year, and then Kurt turned it up.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I'm not trying to go through no 0-4 start and then turn it up and then have to start playing catch up.
Yeah.
Regardless, we took an L, and the Panthers took an L.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the Saints and the Bucks are still 1-0. Yeah, it's one game, but we still have those teams coming up, and we also have tape now that can be used against the Falcons with that Caleb McGarry situation, with that pistol formation. If that's all you can do, we're going to test and see if that's all you can do. And to John's point about that 2022 game, another thing that probably gets lost in that sauce is the fact that Mariota may not have been the best passer, but he also was a dual quarterback.
Yeah.
So they had to respect his legs.
Yeah.
That's another thing too. They had to respect his legs. And to John's point, they were getting the ball out when TJ was trying to get close. The ball was already gone. Nothing for you to do. And also you have to respect that he is a runner. So if you over pursue, he can get out of there. So you got to be disciplined.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins is not a rushing threat, not a running threat, none of that.
No.
So all I got to worry about him is his drop back. I'm not worrying about him trying to escape out the back door or, you know what I'm saying, get extra yards like that. I'm not worried about that. Especially him coming off that Achilles. I'm not worried about that. All I know is when he dropped back, I got to go get him.
Yeah.
It's a difference.
Right. Yeah. All right, Ladarius, we're gonna start with you on this one. All right, and then we'll go around the horn style with you guys. So, you know, we saw the defense. We saw what they were able to do. You know, Grady, look, what a difference. If you got somebody that can rush your quarterback, you got somebody that can give Grady some one-on-ones. And Grady did look good. I mean,
hey, Judon and Jarrett going to be something.
Yeah, they are.
They work good together in game one already. And that's just going to get better.
Yeah, and I got to go here. I'm with you guys. I want to see Layman more than anyone else in the linebacker core because he's a football player. That should be very clear. All right, so now we got Philly. So, Ladarius, what is your views? What do you think coming into Philly? Because they played on Friday against the Green Bay Packers in Brazil. This is their home opener. What do you think is going to – what do we got to do to try to get a W in this game?
Well, first of all, I just wanted to say hi to John. I was listening to you, and then I was just being silent, just watching everybody doing their work, and I was just the guy in this movie theater eating his popcorn, just watching the show. But
I'm like Big E sometimes when I eat my popcorn.
We'll be right back. Now, when I look at this game here, it's interesting. And look, I think we talked about it earlier. We talked about AJ Brown, AJ Terrell. Mm-hmm. That's a matchup. That's something to look out for. But here's the thing. I think the true matchup to look for is essentially our Falcons secondary versus their receivers, and even like Dallas got. You know, that's the thing I'm looking out for because it's not just AJ Brown. It's not even Devontae Smith. You know, even Jahan Dotson.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Whom they got for a king's ransom, essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I just feel that the key it's bigger. Obviously, the highlight matchup is AJ Terrell versus AJ Brown. But look, I just need to see from this Falcons offense. I just need to see some. I don't know if continuity is the right word, but I just need because Kirk Cousins looked super uncomfortable. Yeah. I was uncomfortable watching it from my television because he was not acquiescent with like the piss. It didn't look good.
Right.
And you're facing an Eagles defense who's, listen, they may have whatever happened last year, the wheels fell off, whatever. I still take them. I mean, they're loaded.
Mm-hmm.
There's no 2, 3, 4 ways about it. How we can win this football game, it goes back to the principles I think I talked about earlier. It's about turnover, tempo, and time.
Yeah.
The turnover battle, listen, we lost the turnover battle against Pittsburgh. We lost the time of possession. Pittsburgh had the football 35 minutes, 36 seconds. And Atlanta had the remaining 24 minutes and 24 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So we lost that.
Time of possession, baby.
And then the tempo, it just never felt. There were spots and moments, but it was not consistent enough to go out there and make a. It wasn't consistent enough. It came in spurts.
Well,
and when you're playing a team like against the Philadelphia Eagles at home, when you're playing Philly on the road, in that environment, people home. Listen, I just need to see those three concepts. We have to win at least 2 of those to have a shot. I'd even argue all 3 to have a shot.
Yeah.
Because listen, we talk about week 1. It's all about how Raheem, how about Zach Robinson, how does that offensive staff, how do you adjust from what we saw in week one?
Mm-hmm.
How do we adjust? Because what we saw week one, it's not going to work. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to drive home the point about preseason and all that jazz. But to me, this is all about Kirk Cousins being consistent.
Mhm.
It's about how he could. At the end of the day, he has to be at some point earn the money that he was given. Heaven forbid that you have to earn the money that you were given.
I like that.
So earn the money that you were given. Heaven forbid if when you go to your job, don't your job expect you to do your job? They give you a salary. They give you whether it's salary or wage, whatever it is.
Hey, man, one of the greatest coaches to ever do it said, "Do your job."
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Just it's essentially do your job. It's how Coach Rock. How does Zach Robinson? I'm looking at him. How do you call plays? How do you change up what you did? Because, like I said, week one, whatever that was, it ain't gonna work. And it ain't gonna work. And if you thought, TJ Watt was a problem, that Eagles front seven is not a slouch in itself. So what are you gonna do? And this goes on. It goes on Jimmy Lake defensive. It goes on everybody in that. Both coordinators, everybody. How do you get better? Period. Because there's no excuses. I had a professor once say, "Excuses are the tools for incompetence that lead to monuments to nothing."
Yep.
I don't want to hear excuses. Because when I hear excuses, you know what we're building? We're building absolutely nothing. Yep. I want to hear accountability. I want to hear we got to get better. And listen, we can complain about the schedule and how it looks. Listen, they don't control the schedule.
Yeah.
In college football, you have a little bit more control of your schedule than you do in the pro.
You got to get out there and play, man.
So when the league hands you the schedule, you got to play it. And we just happen to face, this stretch is going to be tough. But listen, excuse, I don't want to hear it.
There you go.
Philly's a good team, but listen, I need to see what adjustments has to be made and how is Kirk Cousins going to improve. Because listen, it's bad enough he's not great in prime time. So listen, we'll get a couple of night lights around and make it look like it's daytime. And people won't know the difference. Man.
And that's another thing.
Hey, you got Coach Sunshine.
Wait a minute, Ladarius. Wait a minute, though.
Listen, Google told me what his record. What do you want me to do?
Bruh, I'm just saying, but that's what my whole thing too, man. You can't come in here with that old. Well, not you, but I'm just talking about as in Kirk. He can't come in here with that old mantra or whatever about how he do and what time he got to play. It's you know what I'm saying? We're bypass that. You got to come here, do your job, help us win football games.
I thought so too, but his record says otherwise. So.
Like, goodness.
Like, listen,
he has to shake that.
Yeah,
he gonna have to shake that. He gonna have to show up in prime time. He really gonna have to because we need him to show up. We can move past week one because my thing is winning cures all. You go ahead and win and executing on all cylinders, and even if you do have some slip ups, regardless, take care of the ball. So give us an opportunity to win the game. And you do that by taking care of the ball. We were talking about that last year. Us Falcon fans, regardless of what people were saying about overreaction Mondays and stuff like that, like I understand it. Yeah, it still is week one. It is not the end of the world. It's not. But we still got to, call a spade a spade. We still got to, as my brother Ryan would say, so we still got to call it that. And what we're seeing is the same things that we were used to last year. And this quarterback is supposed to be better than anything that we've had. We've bigged him up. I know I have for a fact. Ever since we got Kirk Cousins, I've bigged him up. I've put the stats up myself about how his numbers were looking and how our quarterback's numbers were looking, everything. That, we're going to big up our quarterback. Now it's time to show the world that we got exactly who we think we have.
Yep.
Instead, week one, regardless of coaching, regardless of scheme, regardless of quarterback play, we just didn't perform. So as a Falcon fan, the last thing I remember about not performing is last year with Arthur Smith, Desmond Ridder, Taylor Heineke, and all that other mess that we was going through. So you can't necessarily fault Falcon fans for saying, hey, man, wait a minute. We got a better quarterback, better offense, better everything now.
Yeah.
What gives? And then that's when the preseason starts to come up and everything like that. But it was bad football throughout week one anyway. It's just, unfortunately, we were a part of the bad football and not the good.
All right, real quick. I'm just going to catch up on some comments. So Diva brought up that the Falcons did sign Brandon Parker from the Raiders.
Yeah, and right tackle.
Right tackle, obviously. And also Parker has made the roster at 53 because there was an open spot anyway. Ron from the Birdcage. Ryan, I sent you the link. If you would like to join us, you can. What's going on, fellas? A1, that's what Jamal did. And then, of course, Kurt and the team got until the Saints game because it's basketball season for him. And then he can't do this again. And then go Cavs.
Lord have mercy.
I know you had to talk him out off the bridge after this. What's up, family? And then if we play like he's still hurt, again, Raheem was talking about we need transparency last year. I'm going to lose it. Look, that's something I wanted to talk about. John brought it up, and Tip and Ladarius, I'll let y'all also say something on it too. He brought up, we need transparency. But then everyone's asking about Kurt. And now you could tell people are kind of cracking through this, sunshine here because he really wanted to come off. He said, give me 5 minutes, I'll be on. All right. So talking about how he's been fine. And all I could see was a doc or somebody like a car salesman or somebody. Well, the engine's leaking oil. It's fine. Well, the windshield wipers go in spurts and it's clanking real bad. It's fine. Well, there's a knock in the engine. It's fine. Are we looking at that? Because here's the thing. I wouldn't be mad if Kurt's still hurt or whatever. I kind of agree with, I think Ladarius said, maybe just mental because you're just having to go through this again.
Indeed, I agree with that.
Yeah, I kind of see that point. But the thing is, this is a game of adjustments.
Yeah.
You went into halftime thinking you were the, cat's meow, and you saw what that got you. Pittsburgh Steelers looked and they said, okay, guys, they're doing the same thing. Guess what we're doing? The Falcons went into a silent count. And TJ Watt was telling everyone, watch for the leg. I'm going. And he was gone. So those are little things that we don't talk about. The people that were there were making more noise than the people who were there. Now, I'm not going to crap on the Falcons fan base because the way I see it, those season tickets cost money. People could do whatever they want to do with them.
Yeah, they do.
And the fans are there, give them something to cheer about. If you're, so you got.
The thing about it is, from what I've seen, I don't think that it was more Steeler fans than Falcon fans.
I agree.
But I will say the Steeler fans were there. And it was enough of them there to where you had the Steeler players on 3rd and longs. They're rallying up their fans. You see TJ Watt. He like, come on, we got on the Halotron and everything up there, talking about some offenses out there. Be quiet and everything like that. And they going crazy in there. Yeah. So, I believe that the Falcon fans showed up. The Steeler fans just showed up too. Yeah. And the Steeler fans had more to cheer for. Regardless, they were scoring points. They were getting turnovers. Justin Fields, he was honestly responsible for half of their rushing totals, or more than half probably, and everything. So it just they had the tempo going for them for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Go ahead, John.
Well, now let me say something here about it.
And I'll go. Yeah, go ahead. And I'll let Ron go next.
I just have a problem with an offensive coordinator that cannot it doesn't have the gray matter, the experience to be able to figure certain things out. Now, if you got a TJ Watt charging you from that side, number one, why are you not running at it? Okay. Number two, if you're going to have a non-factor like Kyle Pitts chipping him, why not let him chip him and throw to him over there? Okay. Make them pay for everything that they try to do to you. You coming on in? All right, come on in here. I'm just going to lob this over here to the tight end. Boop. And he's going to run about 10, 15 yards. All right. I mean, this is the thing that's getting me, because I was saying it about the head coach last year.
Yeah.
About the fact that we like to give people who've never had an opportunity to do something. And see, I guess that goes for the head coach and offensive coordinator last year, because they both were one person. But here we are now. We've got an offensive coordinator that's his first time being an offensive coordinator, and you don't know anything. And the bad part about it, I look at the Rams the very next night, the Rams and the Lions the very next night, and man, that was a slugfest.
Yes.
Yeah.
You had two coordinators going at it. Okay. You had two coordinators going at it. Now your head coach, now the head coach, offensive coordinator, he's controlling the offense or whatever.
Yeah,
Like what Arthur Smith was doing last year. But
and he's a Super Bowl champion, and he could do that.
And see, the thing was, I'm thinking back to prior to him becoming a Super Bowl champion. They made that one acquisition that got him over the hump.
Yeah.
They switched quarterbacks. Okay. Yep. Now, my offensive coordinator is going to have to grow up. Now, you might not be wearing size 38 waist man pants right now, but you're gonna have to put them on this coming Sunday, because to your question, C-Dub.
Yeah. And
this is bad, doggone it. This is bad for me to say. I forgot something I have to do. We're going to get embarrassed on Monday Night Football. We are going to get embarrassed on Monday Night Football if what I saw last week happens again this week. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Because you got the whole state of Georgia, or all of the graduates of Georgia, on the defensive line over there in Philadelphia, because we didn't think that they were good enough for us to draft.
Okay. Yeah, I knew you were going to go there.
Yeah. That hurt.
And I just posted an article today about the fact that the NFL has given Kirby Smart all the kudos in the world. They say, you have surpassed Alabama. Your people are game ready when they come. The University of Georgia people, they've taken the dog collar from Alabama and brought it down 20, about 160 miles, and put it around Athens, because
where it belongs.
Right where it belongs. Because see, I've been telling y'all, look, why are you going shopping at a Big Lots in Alaska when you got Walmart right around the corner? Why do you do that?
I don't like how Walmart do things. I'm gonna go because
I mean, you like gonna go back.
They shop orange,
Ron.
I mean, Jesus Christ! I mean, everything you need.
Why we don't get our own players?
Everything you need is in the SEC, the ACC around here. I mean, we are the hotbed of college football. We crank out the best talent here. Why are you not shopping here?
All right, real quick. Now, Ron, you'll go next, but let me introduce, ladies and gentlemen, from the birdcage. Yes, there are times you have to get your history, and you need someone that really knows what he talks about. And I'm going to tell you, This man stands in the gap not just for HBCUs. He doesn't just stand in the gap for the armies or the military, the armed forces that he served. But let me tell you something. This is Ryan, historian, and we love him so much. So what's up, Ryan?
That's the first time I got an intro like that. You got me feeling like Luther Vandross. I'm talking about Big Luther, not Little Luther. That song go, oh yeah.
I was on the way to act.
Look, I got it. Look, Look, first of all, you come on my show. I got to make sure you feel like you home. You happy here. All right. And also, by the way, Zach. Yes, that is very true. Zach was a quarterback in the NFL. So we'll have to also remember this as we're giving us the critiques. Ron, you were with your finger up, so I will let you go ahead, and then we're going to go to historian.
I want to say John hit it on the nail. We don't draft from Georgia the top players.
Mm-hmm.
And I said it. We should have drafted Jalen Carter. I said it.
We'll see him up close personal.
I said it.
Let's go.
But what we do, we don't like people that got problems. Our owner don't want nobody to have a problem to draft him. I go on record and said we should have got Jalen Carter. But what happened? He fell right down to Philly.
Yep.
Number 2.
And my drink did too.
Number 2. When we play Philly, Raheem Morris, well, before we play Philly, he didn't take McGarry down there to the train station.
Tag a $20 bill.
And show him this what you do. This you're turning style. Take him right down there to the train station and show him, be like, hey dog, this you right here.
Hold on. Ryan, are you sure that Caleb didn't look over at Raheem, showed him the turnstile, said, you do know I'm a turnstile, right? Why did you put me on that big man? That big man's going to go by me. I can't stop. And then you put Coppin. You just gave me another turnstile.
Well, once again, accountable. I said it.
Yeah, no, I got you. Go ahead.
Our OC and Raheem Morris. We should have played the starters in preseason. A little bit. I would say that. Because the way McGarry looked, again, Pittsburgh. Oh, we finna play the Eagles in Philly.
Brian, you know what? I gotta agree with you on that. McGarry looked as suspect as Ray Caruth in the trunk of the car. That's as suspect as McGarry looked.
Right.
And if anybody remember old Ray Caruth, you know about that story.
Yeah.
Somebody need to take McGarry, Raheem Morris, or Zach, or whatever his last name is, the OC.
Meet the Robinson, brother.
You need to go down to the train station and be like, this you, McGarry. You that turnstile. When people won't get past, this is what you look like.
not even a hesitant. It's just free flowing.
Especially when you don't got no money. You know how people go to the turnstile.
Hey, real quick, man, some breaking news.
What you got?
Kilo Witherspoon has worked out with the Atlanta Falcons.
Cornerback, okay. All right.
And Jim Wall.
Chris, you know I called this a while ago on your show when I was on there. I said that's a guy that you got to bring in for depth purposes.
Yeah.
And not just depth purposes. This man knows Raheem's system. So it won't be a drop-off at cornerback if he comes to Atlanta. Huh?
Right.
He was one of their best corners last year.
Man.
Right.
But it helps that the man knows the system. So there's a drop-off. Like a lot of people aren't looking at that guy Parker that you're bringing in. First off, Parker is an HBCU alum, by the way. North Carolina A&T. He was three-time all first team all MEAC 2015, 2016, and 2017. He actually blocked for Tariq Cohen, by the way, who was a first round pick. And he played for Coach Cornell Maynard, who just got his 100 win for Alabama A&M. But Cornell Maynard was at North Carolina A&T, who was the quarterback for one of our Birdcage alum who we interviewed, the legendary Hall of Famer Bill Hayes. That was his quarterback. So we have some HBCU boys on this team. Chris Blair's out of Prairie View A&M. He played for I always forget my man name, Bubba McDowell, who was the safety for Jerry Glanville and the Houston Oilers back in the day. So if you pay attention to it, I said they're going to start bringing in HBCU guys that's going to make an impact. I said you got to start looking at these small black colleges outside of the big time schools. If you can't get these big time players, start looking for the diamonds. Start looking for the little diamonds or whatnot. They there. You got to just put some effort into it. Get off your butt. Get up and get out and get something, like Goody Mob used to say.
Wow, but my thing is, I seen when David Ampiata restructured his contract and we gave him more cap space. I was like, okay,
knew it was coming.
Something is coming down the pipeline.
Cool.
And getting this tackle, Mr. Parker and everything, who has played right tackle for the Raiders, and then he was picked up by the 49ers, but they had just cut him like back on the 27th of August. So
here's the problem with that, though.
You're getting
I'm sorry, Chris. Go ahead, man.
I was just saying that you're getting the right tackle, and it's a possibility you may have him compete, man.
But here's the only thing we got to worry about. He's great in pass blocking. I want y'all to understand this. Yeah. He's great in pass blocking. 6'8", 330 pounds. Big John, he got fat ankles like the church lady serving them greens after the service. He got them fat ankles that you talked about. Now, the only thing you got to think about right now. Now, I'm always gonna promote guys from HBCU. Now, he's just got to get a little bit better in the run game. Now, here's the only problem. Out of the years that he played, he's got 33 starts out of 59 games that he's played in. So he's got experience, but he's given up 23 sacks. That's something that they're not going to talk about. He's given up 23 sacks. Now, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he had to learn that Shanahan system. So he's coming in with knowledge of what we do exactly the same as the 49ers. Just the terminology might be a little different. That's all.
Right. Let me ask you.
Go ahead.
You hit the nail on the coffin. Why he got to compete? We seen what McGarry looked like. He got the job already. You don't even got to compete. Why he got to compete?
You know, hold on. I don't like standing up for McGarry, and now you're making me. Because here's the thing.
I don't think he got the job already.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. You got to figure out, is this Kirk Cousin? Is this the line? Or is it your offensive coach who
all of them?
You know, okay.
But Chris, you also got to look at it like this.
Yeah.
The OC, Zach Robinson, got to get blamed for this too.
Yeah.
But what I am going to say is this. When you have Bijan Robinson, who was falling forward, who averaged 7 yards per touch with the 3 carries that he had.
Oh, you're talking about Algier, brother.
I'm sorry, not Bijan. Excuse me, Tyler Algier. Excuse me. Belay, as we say in the military, belay my last.
Oh, you got.
Excuse my French.
I got you.
Let's get back to it. Tyler Algier is a tank. Period. Tyler Algier is a tank. All I could say is this: in a physical game that we played against Pittsburgh, we're gonna play against Philly. In the games that you know that's going to be fist fights, you got to let that guy go. You got to let that guy beat up on that defense and run him to the right side. McGarry, I got to give it to him. I can't stand him, but he is solid in the run blocking. Pass blocking, you can forget it.
Yeah,
run blocking, if he gets a running start, he's a guy that can actually create lanes. Tyler Algier should have gotten more than 3 carries in that ball game. No disrespect to Bijan. Bijan is a splash player. He's a guy. He's pretty much the Trae Young of the Atlanta Falcons. He's pretty much to be the guy that's going to entertain you. He's not a guy that I'm going to trust with the game on the line because too many fumbles for me. Too many times he put the ball on the ground, and he almost did this game.
Well, and Kurt was doing it too. What were you going to say, Ron?
What I was going to say did go back to what you just said, right? I mean, they got the job. You tell me you as a head coach and OC did not sit in the same room and break down film? You got to break down film. You don't tell you a rocket scientist said McGarry, he good on run block. But passing block, he's not that dude. You should have thought about this in the offseason. We all
now, Ron. Now I'm gonna piggyback on something that you said right here. Back in 2013, the Atlanta Falcons went in preseason. Oh yeah, we gonna do this. We came off of a NFC Championship game appearance or whatever, and we gonna do this next year and all that. Until they ran into the Cincinnati Bengals in preseason. They knocked the snot out of the Falcons.
It wasn't no snot.
Next thing you know, they trying to find some offensive linemen. They going all over the place. Now, you did this after it was revealed in preseason. Okay? Putting your number ones out there to see what they had. Because
they upgraded it.
And then, they went and grabbed everybody they could doggone grab to try to fix what they thought was already fixed. Okay, they were able to do this in preseason, not during the regular season. Okay, so that's why I was so on about the fact that we did not let our first string anybody play. Even Jacksonville had their first teamers out there the whole damn first half.
But John,
come on, man.
But they didn't play their first stringers until that last ball game. They waited, and I think we should have done the same thing like Jacksonville did. Give them, like you said, give them a half. But
that even with playing people selling car insurance on our ass.
But here's the thing, I'm gonna go ahead and let me go ahead and give you my best Raheem Morris imitation.
Hold on. Do you mean Coach Sunshine? Because see, because Coach Sunshine, he didn't prepare for bad weather.
Hold on. I want to welcome you guys here to this press conference. Everything looks great today. As long as I'm the coach here, we're not gonna have my starters playing in the preseason. It's just not gonna happen. D-Led, I see you over there, bro. I see you over there. Tori, you're always blessing my chops. You know, I just got to take it. I think we're going to go ahead and roll through this season. You know, Bijan's looking good. Kyle Pitts, his hamstring's getting better. But I don't know. I just have to look at it from this side of the mirror. I woke up on this side of the bed. I had my eggs scrambled, and the chicken was growing this morning, and definitely gave me a good sign of how the Falcons we're just a different team this year. We've made moves. We've made this happen, but the preseason doesn't concern me. We're going to be okay. We're going to have this season. Don't worry. We got this. I got a question. Was that pretty close to Raheem Morris type?
Oh, yes. And you know what? You didn't even prepare for bad weather. So you definitely hit the sunshine.
But look,
John, hold on. I got to ask John on this one. John, what you think? I'm getting better with this one, preacher or deacon.
Ryan, you forgot one thing.
Man, my doggone stomach upset.
You forgot one thing, Ryan. That's at this moment, we knew we fucked up. At this moment, when they said we got to play the Pittsburgh Steelers, at this moment, we knew we fucked up.
That was a joke.
I wouldn't be here right now if it was better quarterback play. You understand? I wouldn't be here right now if it was better quarterback play. Y'all gotta understand.
That's what
now see, that's a nail. That's a coffin nail. That's a coffin nail.
He said that first. Remember, he said that.
Yeah,
that's a coffin nail.
Got here.
That's a coffin nail.
I quoted him. Hold on. I quoted him word for word, John, when he said that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here. Hold on. I wouldn't be here. Wait a minute. Let me do this real quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
I got to put the hat on like Raheem has at the press conference. You know, he
Oh,
got
yeah,
to
yeah.
the side.
Look.
There you go. I wouldn't be here if it was for bad quarterback play. Don't y'all understand this? This is my team now. Me and Terry got this thing by the tail. When you add a guy like Judon to this team, he brings the juice, man. I mean the juice. We definitely got to squeeze that juice and get a glass of OJ for in the morning. You know, we got to get this thing right. But again, we're here. We're here right now. We're going to make strides in the positive way. I'm going to tell you the honest to God truth. Damn it. I don't cuss like this on the show, but I'm going to say it like this.
You can say it.
Raheem Morris, I'm going to give you a pass for right now. But your black ass is starting to sound like a dark-skinned version of Dan Quinn. They left your ass alone. You starting to sound like Dan Quinn early. I gotta say it like these folks say up here in Philly. You know, I'm a Southern boy, but I've been living in Philly for a minute. Hey, he been doing this a little too long. They took him out of the incubator a little too late. And guess what? You early. You early with it. That's what you are. You early with it. And you got to sit down, bro. You can't do this.
I want to know one thing. When we lost that game,
I'm sorry, Chris.
and he seen Tevin Farno.
You good? Go ahead, Ron.
What did Tevin Farno say to him? Hey, player, what's going on, player? You know, we don't get down like this, player. This is not what we doing, yo. Player.
Sound like Teddy Long.
Yeah.
Hey!
What we doing?
I'm gonna put you in you're gonna go one-on-one with the Undertaker.
Oh, I knew that was in your wheelhouse, C-Dub.
Hey, C-Dub.
I knew that was in your wheelhouse.
I got the Philadelphia Eagles on deck for you, player. Go ahead and handle business.
Okay.
Take care, brother.
Wait a minute. How you doing? Look, listen. We have to laugh to keep from crying, and you got to break the monotony.
Yes.
I'm very serious on my show, and I'm very detailed when it comes to having material. But on the serious note, I feel bad for the defense because, John, I'm going to go back to your days of rolling up Peachtree back in the day when you had an afro and you had the dashiki looking like a Black Panther back in the day. The defense starting to look like the 77 blitz defense. It's going back to your party days when you had your long Lincoln back in the day, your stinking Lincoln back in the day that you took 8 hours to wax and buff to go to the Falcons game in Fulton County Stadium.
And back in the day, he was the pimp of the year, too. He had those Aquana shoes.
Hey, I'm telling you, platform shoes, afro, slim. Look, wearing probably wearing the spaghetti strap tank tops up in the post office. My boy was getting them back in the day in the 70s with the bell bottoms.
He had that little drum line, too, behind him.
Man, I miss my Mark 5. I miss my Mark 5.
John, tell the truth, you had that shaft music running in the back.
He had the shoes with the little fish, the little goldfish.
Oh my God!
But to be honest though, I really and you know, like I said, I normally don't clown like this, so y'all get to see a little bit of side of me that I don't really show too heavy on the birdcage because I got to be the host, so I can't clown like I want to.
Yeah, let me be the serious one.
Yeah. So, but let's be real though, fellas.
That's funny.
This defense right now is one of the best in the league. It's been like that since last year when Terry put it together. When you can hold an Arthur Smith team, which they don't score many points anyway, but you're talking about the Steelers, you can hold them to 18 points and they don't see the end zone not one time. You know, Steeler fans are still they'll take the win. But I can tell you, I've seen on Spaces that they were pissed at Arthur Smith. They want him to go. They said, hey, we'll take the win, but we need to see the end zone. And it's been a problem. And you look at how Atlanta held him. We had opportunities in this ball game. Zach Robinson fumbled the ball twice. Think about it.
Yeah.
Nate Landman, that was my X factor for the week. I said it on the birdcage. He was my X factor. He made one of the biggest plays of the game on a 4th and 1 and gave us the ball back and gave us a chance. Then you got to talk about Judon making that play to set up that punt that got blocked and gave us great field position because of what happened. You know, I'm just looking at it like You had 2 opportunities at the end of the game to run a 2-minute drill. If stuff didn't look right or smell right, you got 3 timeouts. Timeout. Hey, let's stop. Take a deep breath. Hey, fellas, this is what we gonna do.
Yeah.
We got to throw the ball. So guess what? Let's get Bijan and Tyler in here or whatnot, because I need somebody to protect Kurt's blind side. This is what I'm sorry, not blind side. I need somebody to protect Kurt's right side, because we know he's not mobile. Tyler Algier, you're going to line up on that side. You taking White. Put your head in his chest. And again, the fundamentals are there because Tyler Algier was a linebacker as well as a running back at BYU. So when you talk about contact, he's not afraid to give that contact. Bijan should have been used with screenplays on that drive, and then you should have ran slant routes with Drake London. Drake only touched the ball 3 times.
Yeah.
You should have ran slant routes with Drake London to eat up the field. As soon as you run those slant routes, guess what? You're going to have those safeties starting to commit, and this is what you do. When you have a safety commit to that slant route, you got Ray McLeod to go ahead and Darnell Mooney to go ahead and take it over the top. Somebody got to be open, and you hit one of them. Pretty much. You have them run a deep crossing route, one might run a deep dig route, or might run a deep out route. My thing is, you have to have ways to scheme guys open. Zach Robinson did not do that. So I'm just getting this out because I know you guys were getting after it. I was listening to you guys, and all you guys were right with all of your analysis with how these Falcons had this game. This game was one that we needed because now you have 2 games that are going to be tough. You're going to be tough. You got Philly, who's got a front 7 that will get after you.
Yeah.
And they blitz safeties and a big Fangio defense. Then you have, think about this. Pittsburgh only sent 4. They only sent 4.
Yeah.
The whole game. You might see Patrick Queen step in the box here and there just to spy the running game and be on Bijan, but they only sent 4 down linemen the whole game. The middle of that pocket with Chris Dahlman got pushed back, just like Mike Tyson punching Mitch Green in the face. That was what that was like. And then you had TJ Watt collapsing that side of the pocket with McGarry, and Kyle Pitts pretty much turning into a Tinkerbell, a fairy plum. I can't say the word because I don't want to get censored. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get censored.
I got you. So
he was
follow. he let's just put it this way.
That's just what he did. When he saw TJ Watt and he wanted to get that, I don't want this. Go ahead.
He pumped out. He pumped out. But you know, he just pumped out. And I mean,
this pissed me off. Now, this is how funny. I live here in Philly. He from Philly. I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth. These cats up here say this dude don't rep our city the way it need to be. Because if you understand what Philly athletes are about, people that come from this city, is blue collar, is hard work, and it's toughness. Every Philly athlete you can look at, I can point out for you. Marvin Harrison, your boy, what's his boy name? Rasheed Wallace, North Philly. I'm just saying, Mildred Taylor, for boxing fans out there, was a monster. Bernard Hopkins was a monster. Look, they claim Joe Frazier, but Frazier is a South Carolina boy. We claim it. But again, you look at the type of DeAndre Swift. I even go there. DeAndre. I give you one of the best offensive linemen that should be in the Hall of Fame right now. Eric Williams, that played for the Dallas Cowboys. One of the nastiest tackles in the game. So again, when you talk about Philly tough, they don't spell it T-O-U-G-H. It's T-U-F-F. Kyle Pitts ain't got it. Y'all can have at it, man. I just had to get that off.
No, feel free, man. That's what we're doing.
Well,
saying earlier,
just like
not a blocker, man.
It don't matter. But here's the thing: as a tight end, I played tight end in college. As a tight end, guess what? Your job outside of catching the football is to neutralize the outside threat, which is your defensive end. Or if it's not your DN, your outside linebacker that's deciding to knife in and hit the alley or hit the outside. Pitts didn't do that. The one thing I can say, University of Iowa, they produce tight ends who not only catch the football, they block.
Yeah.
Florida.
Georgia.
I mean, Georgia.
I mean, Ohio
Georgia.
State. I mean, let's just be real.
Mhm.
Charlie Warner was not. Here's the thing: Charlie Warner is not brought in to pass catch, even though we know he can catch pass. He dropped one, unfortunately. But Charlie Warner is a guy that's going to be a special teams guy, and he is a dirty work player.
Yeah.
That should have been that guy. Should have been Chipping Watt, and you should have had Pitts in the slot. That's all I got. What y'all got, man?
All right, real quick. I'm going to just bring this up because here's the thing. This is why Ryan will also say he's a no good Gator, and that was Kyle Pitts. So, what do you expect?
I can't say that because Aaron Hernandez was a
Yeah. Well, we can say it about certain. Hold on, we can throw it on certain guys. It's fine. But so look, guys, we're discussing the Eagles games now. So let's get back on the wide track we were working with, because I wanted to make sure I got everyone's opinions here. Because look, this is where I see it. Kirk Cousins has to be better, no doubt. All right, if you're playing behind center or pistol, shotgun, whatever, you better execute. And if he ain't able to play, I'm not saying go ahead and put Penix in, but you better be ready to play. Because these, like Ryan just said, you think the Eagles are going to take it easy? They're going to go, all right, guys, look, Kirk's not feeling well. So please don't try to bring 5 men to make these – don't bring 6 guys to try to block so these four guys can block. Yeah, we're not counting McGarity. He can't block. No, they're going after him. So – and that's what you should do. So Kirk doesn't run. Zach Robinson and Raheem, identify the guys that are going to wreck your line. Jalen, and I'll help you. There's this big guy. His name's Jordan Davis. You might want to watch him. He's a big mountain. Everywhere he moves, there's a couple of people that have to go follow him. Jalen Carter, already being said that he has a dirty reputation. You know what I say to that? I would love him on my team.
Me too.
And then you got other guys on Philly, Bryce Huff, who hasn't gotten off yet. Well, if you put him by McGarity, it's going to be a long day. They are going to blitz. They're going to blitz. That's something Philly don't care. And especially with Vic Fangio, he knows how to attack an offense. You think he doesn't know, he won't notice if Kirk's doing the same thing that he did in week 1? These are the things. Raheem can smile and point out Dior Led and Torrey McElhaney, but dude, you got to coach now. You've got to elevate this team. So with that, I'm gonna let y'all go around. Give up, if you want to do a score, you can, or keys to the game, and we'll roll around with that. So Ladarius, start with you, my co-host.
Oh no, I don't want to take up any more. I gave my analysis earlier, so.
Well, still, I want you to give us a score and who you think. What?
No, I'm good. No, everybody else has been doing their thing. I've been here. Yeah, I'm just like the guy in the office that nobody talks to in the corner. I just hear all the good stuff going on in the middle of the office.
Yo, you cover football. I like you. You're my teammate. You got to give me something.
I just gave you that.
Lord, this is what I got to work with on my tag on tomorrow's show too.
But I'll just hit the key points that I mentioned.
Yeah.
It's simply like this. I mentioned it earlier. I mentioned the front seven of the Eagles. If we thought TJ Watt was a problem, there's a lot of problems in that Eagles front seven to worry about. Also, like I say, I just need to see a better game plan from Zach Robinson because that was just off. So those are just the key points I hit. I talked about earlier, but I want to hear everybody else's thoughts as well. So.
All right, Chris. I don't think you'll be on the field for Monday Night Football. So what are you thinking?
We just got to play. Well, first of all, we got to play better. We got to execute. We got to make, pretty much the game against the Steelers be our worst game. And we do have a younger, aggressive defense that's going to be coming after us. They're going to be ready to get after it. We have film of Kirk playing bad. They're going to try some of the similar things that went right for the Steelers. We already know. They got athletic guys all over the field. we're going to have to execute. Honestly, like Ladarius was saying earlier, that tempo, I definitely believe that's going to be very much key. That's going to honestly be the difference on if you have the time of possession that you need and keeping their offense off the field, because I believe that they have a better offense than the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have a guy in the back there named Saquon Barkley, had 3 touchdowns. Now, do I expect him to come in there and do that again? I would damn sure hope not, because I feel like our defense is going to bow up, but our offense has to show up. It really does. So we're going to see, man. You know what I'm saying? I know we have a live tomorrow night pre-gaming the Eagles versus the Falcons. You know, me, Smitty, Berto, Bro Talk, okay, Big Kill. So we're going to be talking about it tomorrow night. We'll dive more deeper into it. But ultimately, bro, we got to play better, man.
Yeah.
We got a tough stretch coming. We got the champs coming up after this game. And this right here, these few games are going to help show us, you know, so like who we are. Like, we got to get it together fast. You know, we don't have any room for error. And we knew that coming into the season. And to lay that egg, you know, against the Steelers, a game that you should have won. You should have had that win under your belt. You know, that's a good feeling going up into Philly instead of trying to, you know, battle adversity and try to figure out, you know, where to go from here. We just got to be overall team play, but it starts with the coaching. I don't necessarily feel like, you know, so it can trickle down to the players, man.
Yeah.
Really
also, Chris and Ladarius, you'll do it after I get done, but go ahead and plug what you're a part of and what you're doing so people know where to find you, bro.
Oh, well, like I said, man, catch us tomorrow night at 8. Going to be us doing our thing, the 95 North Sports Machine, me, Smitty, Berto, and our new addition, you know, St. Kev, a.k.a. Bro Talk, or BK Squared, I believe, on Twitter. Gaming, previewing, should I say, the Eagles and the Falcons matchup on Monday Night Football. We're going to see what's going on, man. We need to play better, man. That's all I'm just. But you know what I'm saying, YouTube for me, A1 Forever Sports, TikTok, the real A1 Forever Sports, and Twitter, X or whatever, and Instagram, A1 Forever, man. Come on, have a football, basketball, or even baseball conversation. We do all different types of sports. We're getting more into MMA. We're trying to get into the gaming universe and everything. So it's just to bring more content to the channel. Again, it's A1 Forever Sports, and appreciate more.
All right. And by the way, Tip, you're always welcome to the wrestling and to the football talk with us. So we enjoyed having you. All right. Now, Ron, I'm going to let you go, but actually I'm going to go ahead and let John go because I know it's getting close to the time he has to do his call. So, John, go ahead and give your thoughts, your stuff, and then plug what you're with.
There's an old country comedian. His name was Jerry Clower. He told this joke one time. He said, this man this was during the time of the draft, when they used to draft people to go into the armed forces or whatever. And he reported, and they turned him down because he was stuttering, couldn't talk good. After about 3 months, they called him back. And the lady that he knew in the community saw him going back down to the draft board, and he said, hey, they turned you down the first time. Why are you going back? He said, the speech making is over. They need fighters now. So this is what your Raheem Morris and all of these nice speeches and these cliches and these catchwords and all this stuff. It's time, you know, the elbow rubbing, the hand shaking, the skinning, grinning, coffee dipping, donut dipping, cheesecake eating with your pinky finger out. That's over with now. It's time for you to come to talk. Time for you to get down with it and be some slow, sad singing and some flower bouquet bringing, because it's time for y'all to start kicking ass. I'm sorry. And then on top of that, just like his partner up there in Pittsburgh, Mike Tomlin, if they suck that week, What does Mike Tomlin do? What does he say?
He kicking ass.
Hey, we stumped today. We gonna figure out who's supposed to be here and who don't want to be here, and we gonna separate the wheat from the chaff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's gonna have to doggone happen. Whether it be coaches, whether it be players, whether it be the cheerleaders, because the dress ain't looking good. Everybody got to go. All behinds on the line. Because don't you embarrass me on Monday Night Football, Falcon. Don't embarrass this city on Monday Night Football, because y'all know I will call the league office and tell them to flex this game and have somebody else play Monday night because of how bad we're liable to look on Monday night. Because, see, I don't want my city embarrassed, okay? I don't want my city embarrassed. And then after Monday night, we got to come back Sunday night and play Kansas City. And you did this at 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon with just a regional game. See, people accuse me of being biased. People accuse me of not giving smoke to folk on an equal basis. But let me assure everybody, and Ryan knows this. You know this, C-Dub. Ron knows this. I am an equal opportunity offender. I don't care what religion you belong to, what creed you belong to, what race you belong to. The diesel smoke, you will get that train diesel pulling wood up the hill smoke. If you don't do your job, you gonna get it. I mean, no, man, I cannot abide by this. I can't take it. I cannot excuse it. I can't excuse it. Son, offensive coordinator, Zach Robinson, Zachary Smith, lost in space, whoever the hell you is, you better get your ass in gear and call this game like you supposed to know how to do it, or you got to go. You got to go. You got to go. And gentlemen, with that, I gotta go. Appreciate it, C-Dub, Ron,
no problem.
Ladarius, Tip, Ryan. Appreciate y'all.
Hey man,
always
glad to have you, man.
Real quick before Ron goes, you can find John. He's on the Eye Test and many other shows. You know, the Crooked Deacon himself, as Ryan has dubbed him. All right, Ron, we're gonna let you. Like I said, final thoughts. What you want, and then plug what you're with.
AJ 12. All joking aside, if you don't play right in this game, if I'm Raheem Morris, you will not see the field no more. Dead serious. If you don't man up, you playing like you at the strip club again. You playing like you at 112 on the pole, dog. George Pickens took your lunch money. He took it. Now you got to ask yourself, how can you gain respect back? You said you wanted to get paid. Boom, you got paid. People say you're not a number one corner. The way you play, you show you're not a number one corner. Now you got to man up against the top 3, top 5 wide receiver in the whole damn NFL. Play for Philly.
He tough too.
He tough. So you better eat your Wheaties that morning. Matter of fact, you better start eating your Wheaties right now. You better eat your Wheaties from this day forward to that game. Though if you get your money taken again, dog, you don't even see the field no more. And Caleb McGarry. Philly finna have a field day on your ass. No diddy. But I believe in my team, Atlanta Falcons. I finna throw a score in there. I say 20-17. Atlanta win it with Philly, though.
All right. 3 by Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And like I said, I'll see you later on Talk Your Ish.
All
Mr. Historian, Ryan, go ahead and get yourself off mute because I want to make sure we get to hear you. And then let's hear your thoughts, man. Final thoughts. You just let it out and also plug what you're with, man.
There's a dude that's on, before I get to the Falcons, there's a cat by the name of Timothy J. Jones, better known as TJ, the New Orleans Saints supporter. Chris, you can unmute yourself because I know you're going to say something about this.
Oh, boy.
I want a piece of that joker's ass. No homo.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Go ahead.
I'm sitting back in the cut and I'm waiting. Because he's sitting here trashing Smith. See, Smitty too damn nice. I'm sitting here looking at this here. Smitty too damn nice on that show. I'm telling you this. Bro, you let me get up in there. We gonna set this up. You let me get my ass up in there. Dog, I got something for his monkey ass. I'm
I already know he in there talking noise.
He talking noise.
He's still talking noise, isn't he?
I'm gonna tell you just like this here. Him, you can let him know that the historian is lurking. You can just let him know that it's a cat named the historian or whatever. He want a piece of you. You let him know that. You ain't just gonna talk to my partner Smitty like that and think you're sweet.
Oh, yeah.
I have to go tune in, man.
You gotta remember.
He already going in.
He was having a little. He was what was it? He thought we signed Tony Anderson. I'm like, who the hell is Tony Anderson?
All I'm saying is this: we in a position right now. And we own some stuff. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
But I just need them to go ahead and handle Philly.
Yeah, we need this. Yeah,
because these Saints fans they out of pocket right now. They out of pocket, and we finna hit this. And my thing is, I just need us to beat them because at that point it gives Smitty everything he need. But I'm gonna send him an open invite to come on to the show. I'm gonna send him an open invite. And I know you talked to him, Chris. I know you talked to him.
I talked to Smitty. I don't talk to
you don't talk to Chris? Okay. Well,
no, I don't talk to TJ.
Okay.
We'll have to talk to Smitty.
I just found out about TJ when they started this round table. I ain't know nothing about it.
Same here.
I don't watch content at all.
I'm gonna tell you this here. I'm gonna wait because it's just like a fight. You got to size up your opponent before you take them on. Same thing the Falcons got to do. They got to watch this. They got to look at their opponent. Philly right now is not in a place where they're still getting the rust out. And right now we're getting them at a good time because I think by the middle of the season would be the worst time to play them because they would have more continuity and they'd be more dangerous. For me, defense I don't have a problem with, but they got to tackle better.
Yeah,
they got to tackle better. That is what I see. That's an issue. Outside of the defense tackling better, I need better execution from my offensive coordinator. And I need my head coach to act like he actually is competent at this point. You're not an assistant coach no more. You're a head coach. Need you to start acting like it, Raheem. You talked all this mess, and you got embarrassed. Embarrassed. First game of the season. You come in this thing and you put Philly out of their misery early, we got a shot to do something big because then you have a chance to go 2-1 with Kansas City because you don't know what you're going to get that day. But you don't want to start off 0-2. Philly can be beat, and the thing is you got to go out there and just beat them. You can't hope for the refs to give you the game. You're not going to get no calls in Philly. You're not going to get calls. So at this point, it's time for the Falcons to man up, get ready, because you're getting ready to go through hell. This playing in Philly is equivalent to walking through the gates of hell. I've seen teams crumble. I've seen people fold. I've seen people's minds, they just lost their minds because they're not in a good place. So at this point, I really hope that the Falcons get back to the drawing board, fix what you need to fix, and you gotta get Cousins involved with not just throwing deep passes to get him into a rhythm. We have to start throwing is what we call ace routes, shorter routes, where he's only taking three-step drop, boom.
Yeah.
Nothing past a 3-step drop. 3 steps, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Now, if you're in shotgun, you're taking 2 steps back and getting rid of it. You're not really saying if you can't move like that, guess what? We're going to put you in positions to where you get your playmakers the ball, where they can cut off their routes, use their ability. You're going to have to shorten the game up, unfortunately. And this is something that Raheem Morris needs to talk to, because guess what? Philly is a team that you're going to have to figure out how to attack the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest with you, those rookie cornerbacks they drafted, they're really good. They're still learning the game, but they're really good from what I saw. They stood on business against Green Bay. They did well, even though they got beat a few times, but they did well. But as for the Falcons at this point, we have experience in this locker room. We need to have somebody that's going to step up and say something. I love the fact that Justin Simmons and Jesse Bates took the lead and was ready to fight. We haven't had nobody ready to fight in this team in a minute. And Grady Jarrett is one of the humblest guys, and he's not a guy that gets into fights and do all. Grady was ready to fight.
Oh, he was ready to throw down. It was beautiful.
He walked over there ready to fight. So the defense has that mindset. I need my offense to get on board. That's all I got for you, man. Y'all can check me out. Check me out and the magnificent Birdcage crew.
Yep.
Every Thursday, 8 p.m. And then on Sundays after our games, or even, like I said, this week, we're not going to have – so the game that's coming up on Monday night, we're going to do a little something on Tuesday because it's going to be late on Monday, and I know everybody's not going to be up late for the post-game show. So we got a little something coming the next night. So we got that coming, and we got some pop-up shows coming, man. Y'all stay tuned. You either get right or you get left. Appreciate y'all for having me on.
Appreciate it, Ron. You guys are awesome. And then, all right, so here's my thoughts before we let out now. We got Kansas City next week has the Bengals. And then
a minute too, fellas.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I know, brother. And then let's see. And then us, and then the Chargers. All right. Here's my thought. It's like this. You could pick up a game, but you got to take care of this game. Monday Night Football. And I want to thank everyone for being on the show, by the way. And I'm going to do that after I'm done talking. But, yeah, we have to take care of Philly. I don't want to hear about Kirk Cousins can't perform on Monday night. You're there. You might as well play, and you better show up. And, look, even if we lose, just play to your best abilities. Try to make the game close. If we get beat, we get beat. At least we know, hey, we see something. We saw some fight. That's all we're saying. The offense coordinator, you've got to make some adjustments. If I know Drake London isn't this bad, the man could get more than 3 reps or more than 3 touches. So, and then Pitts, please show up. I'm asking you, do more than just what you did do. And I think Bijan will continue what he did, and I actually think Tyler should get more reps because I know everybody here have been begging for it. But also, we will have a show tomorrow for wrestling. So if you guys want to join us, Ladarius is going to be on. Jerry will be on. Ladarius, go ahead and plug your stuff and any final thoughts.
Well, that's our show, folks. We'll see you next time. It's Ladarius_Brown here on Twitter or X and on TikTok. Ladarius_Brown on Instagram. I also write for Beyond Women's Sports. I write a cover of women's sports, and I do NFL preview games for Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday night football game, and a couple of games, during the week that I find interesting. Hello. And then I'll have the previous Thursday night football game between the Bills and the Dolphins up. It'll likely be up sometime tomorrow morning to cover a preview of that game. So.
All right, awesome. And guys, make sure you check out Ladarius. He is actually one of the most brilliant minds been around when talking sports, and we have a great time. And that's why he's one of the co-hosts here. And I just really do appreciate you, brother. And then I want to thank everybody that came along. Ron, we appreciate, yes, Mr. One Finger. And you always know he's got a really good thought if he does the hand. Like he's about to lose it. And John, the Crooked Dinkin himself, check him out on the eye test. He'll be on tomorrow night. We're going to go in about it again. We also had Ryan, the historian, Chris Tip Moore. Look, it's open invite. When we do these shows, come on in, pull up a seat. Let's talk football and have a good time. We will start at 5:30 on Tuesdays, and keep this up. And if you guys like it, hit the like button, share it, and tell your friends. And you don't have to tell everybody, but what you do is you tell a couple, let them tell a couple, then let them tell a couple, and it grows like wildfire. Let's do that. But yeah, and like I said, like and subscribe, everything that Ladarius is a part of. He is awesome, and he really has a good knowledge of NFL and everything. So, and also always keep out on Twitter because he's posting new stuff, and there are times I miss, and it's like I watch or I'll scroll Twitter and I go, oh, Larry's just posted something cool. So I'm bragging about you, brother. So so guys, this is me. I'm C Double. That's Ladarius Brown. See us tomorrow. We'll be talking about Raw, SmackDown, and is wrestling supposed to be that violent? We'll discuss that tomorrow. That'll be one of our very interesting topics because I can't wait to discuss that. All right, guys, I'm out. Peace.